Hello everyone, this is Mericia Anglade on Relationship Talk. And the subject we're going to focus on is giving someone an ultimatum. Should you or should you not? Real talk. And I was having this conversation with my sister as one of her girlfriends gave her boyfriend, now fiance, an ultimatum, which led to their engagement. Like, yo, what are you going to do? Are we going to continue this relationship and take it to the next level, or do we need to part ways because something has to happen? And I think an ultimatum depends on your relationship dynamics and where you are. Now, you're not going to give somebody an ultimatum and, maybe not, that you've been dating for a couple of days and you're like, okay, we need to make a decision. So it all depends on realistically where you are in your relationship, and is there a real progress that needs to take place that's not taking place for you to make a decision, okay? I myself gave my husband an ultimatum before we got married, and we had been speaking and getting to know each other for a whole year, just on a friendship level. That meant that we were not exclusive, that I was not put on hold until he figured it out. We're just friends. And so that freed me up to go out with whom I please, because it was just a friendship. In our friendship, we got a little closer in our conversation and the relationship and the conversation topics as we got to know each other even on a deeper level. And as that was happening, of course, feelings were evolving. And so we had to put things in perspective before things got emotionally out of hand. And so that I didn't go through any heartbreak, I made sure to always keep things in perspective of where we are. And where they got to the point where, okay, maybe I didn't have a grip on it, then it was time to say, hey, what are we doing here? And what I told my husband after a year of our friendship, of getting to know each other and realizing that we had similar goals, similar beliefs, similar foundation in how we want to set our future for and what we wanted. And we realized, okay, we're a match, but okay, you're not asking me to be your girlfriend and make it exclusive. Now, the thing with my husband in our friendship before we got married, he had shared with me whoever he made his girlfriend was a person he was going to marry. If he asked somebody to be in a relationship with him, he knew that if he did that, if he asked, that you were going to be the person he marries, because that's why it was important for him to build a friendship first to get to know the person before even asking them out to be exclusive. So when I gave my husband an ultimatum when we were dating, when we were friends, and say, look, we've been knowing each other for a whole year. We know a lot about each other and what we want, and we realize we have similar ideas and goals and desires. And there's nothing really that doesn't give a green light to say, let's go ahead in this relationship. And if you don't want that, that's fine. But here's where I stand. I have a blank check. And I can't do nothing with a blank check. I can't cash it. So this is what this relationship symbolizes to me, a blank check that I can't do anything with. So I'm giving you this amount of time, X amount of time, for you to make a decision. He like, are you giving me an ultimatum? I'm like, call it what you want it. Call it what you want. Maybe it is and maybe it's not. But all I know is that you have this X amount of time to make a decision where we go from here. And if you cannot make that decision and you feel like I'm putting you on the spot, that's fine. I'll make the decision for you. Because I believe, as awesome as you are, you're an awesome guy. I know a God that knows many other awesome guys. And just like he blessed me to have this encounter with you, I know there's somebody else that's awaiting, that if it's not you, there's got to be somebody else that he has as awesome as you are. Yes, I said that. But I was very nice, but meant what I said. Why did I do that? I got to a place that it was no more playing games. I've dated a guy that strung me along, or spoke to the guy that strung me along. And I was no longer going to tolerate that. I was no longer going to settle for what somebody else what somebody else wanted. I was going to keep the standard of what I wanted. And if someone couldn't meet me with where I was, or we're not on the same page, then I have to be okay with the lost. I have to be okay to walk away, whether I should have waited and made a mistake and that he was just about to make the decision and I left too soon. Whatever it was, when I make the decision, I had to be okay with whatever way it went and not be afraid. A lot of times we stay in relationships or non-relationships or relationships that look like a relationship, but it's not a relationship, because we're afraid to be alone. We're afraid to lose the only opportunity we think is before us and not trust God to provide somebody else as great. And that's the mistake that Adam made when he ate the fruit. He believed that God couldn't give him another Eve. He had to have that concept that if I don't eat this fruit with her, then I won't be able to have her anymore. Dude, God gave you Eve. He could give you another one. So same thing with every one of you, whether you're female or male, listen to this, and you've been hanging around and you want to take your relationship to the next level, and you looked at all the dynamics and it makes sense, and you see that nothing's happening, you've been stagnant, and it's time to do something or move on, then do so. Don't be afraid, because if you're not happy in that relationship where it is, have that conversation. And if that person can't hear you, then you might need to step back and let them think about their decision and what they want to do as you continue to live. But if you're okay with the way the relationship is and you want to stay around for 7, 8, 9, 10 years with the way it is, with no level of progress into marriage, not shacking into marriage, then that's on you. Long as you're content with the situation and it doesn't have you compromising. So is ultimatum okay? Yes. When you look at the dynamics of your relationship and you've been in a relationship for several years, 2, 3, and there's no level of progress or talk of progress that's moving you to the next level, and there's obvious signs that, hey, this person have no intention of going further and is happy where the relationship is, and you want something different, then it's time to give an ultimatum or walk away. This is M. Hope this helped you out in making your decision on whether you stay or go. Bye-bye.